First out of the locker room, we're ready for football, folks, as the Vikings get set to do battle with the New York Giants. Here's the kicker, Aldrich Rosas, ready to get us going. And we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. So jumping from his free safety spot.
That tells you how aggressive they are on defense, doesn't it? They get everyone involved. He was a little too fast on that play.
So this helps to start a drive. After the penalty, it'll be 1st and 5. And they'll go on the ground. And he'll get about 4 across the 30 to the 32.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Cousins now on 2nd down. Open man here is Conklin. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now a first carry for Latavius Murray. Oh, he's got a little daylight. Latavius Murray. Touchdown, Vikings. Latavius Murray, 61 yards. And the Vikings have taken a first-quarter lead. You talk about explosion plays. Here's one pretty much right out of the gate.
And now they get to ride a wave of emotion, momentum, everything. Just as you described, right out of the gate. Big sprint, touchdown. They're excited. But on the other side, they've got to guard against a major letdown because they hit them right in the gut with that one. And now you start to question yourself a little bit when you give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
Bailey now to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. He'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. Manning and the Giants come up now 1st and 10 at their own 24. The first carry for the former Nittany Lion. This is Saquon Barkley. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. Here's a give to Barkley. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big 3rd down pickup to keep their drive alive.
Now Saquon Barkley. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
They'll run with Barkley, and he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation. We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
They go play action here on 1st down. Throwing deep here for Coleman. Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. A big play there for the Giants. 45 yards. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. They'll try and run forward with Barkley. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. They get it to him running left. And he is in. Touchdown, New York. Saquon Barkley taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Giants are an extra point away from tying up this football game. PAT up and good by Rosas. And we are tied at 7. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line.
The Minnesota Vikings, they're at 6-4-1. That Sunday night win last week over Green Bay, that was a big one for their playoff chances, no doubt. But as you pointed out to me before we came on air today, their December slate is rough.
Yeah, they're not messing around, are they? This is the product of what happens when you win your division the year before. You end up playing a first-place schedule. So you play all the teams that won their division the year before, and this is some of the remnants of that, right? They're getting New England, all right? They go there next week. Then they've got to go to Seattle. They didn't win their division, but they were 9-7 the year before. Home against Miami, at Detroit, and then home against Chicago to finish it off with a division clash. It will not be easy, and Chicago's playing awfully well right now. Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here, and what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while, get at least 2 first downs, give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. On third down, Cousins. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
So after the INT, it's Manning. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Eric Kendricks. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
Shotgun now for Manning. They'll let it go deep for Beckham. That's caught inside the 20. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. Manning to Beckham. A big play there. And even 50 yards. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. The pitch goes to Barkley. And he takes it into the end zone for a giant TD. Saquon Barkley with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Giants are in for 6. Rosas good with the extra point. And that makes the score 14-7. Rosas now to kick this one away. This will be taken very short. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
The Minnesota Vikings offense coming back onto the field, and they got that win last week over Green Bay 24-17 to improve to 6-4-1.
Yeah, and everyone's looking at their playoff chances and what their options are, and everyone, rightly so, is focused on their schedule because down the stretch, it won't be easy, starting with at New England and then going to Seattle in a primetime game. So let's see how they handle that. But this comes back to one person. It comes back to Kirk Cousins, their big free agent acquisition in the offseason. Can he be that piece that pushes them over the top? And
now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And who's got it? The Giants.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it. All the time, you would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. Manning and the Giants come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. And that'll set them back 5. Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. That's going to set them back 5 yards. Play clock down to 2, and we get a signal and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Successive penalties have them looking now at a 1st and 20. From the gun, Manning. This is Coleman with the ground. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule.
Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Giants with the football here as we begin quarter number 2. But they face a 2nd and long to start things out. Throwing is Manning. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
Now, that's absolutely terrific technique right there by the corner. Exhibit A. Zone coverage, knew where his man was in relation to the football at all times, and made a nice play.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Manning, and that is incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
And they're going to try for the 4th down conversion. Manning and the offense staying put. They do go for it. It's Manning. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. And he'll wind up losing 5 yards or so on the return, but no matter, they've got the football back.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
Following the interception, Cousins. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. A good pickup there, a 22. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. On 1st down, Murray. Sharp move, but can't find much space. Dropped just inside the 20. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Lynch 50, Lynch 50.
That was 2nd down run for Murray. And they'll get him down right around the 16. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
They go play action. Cousins. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 17. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, CD, looking back to Thanksgiving, we had the typical triple header. Did you enjoy while digesting the turkey and pie?
I certainly did, and I think I'm still digesting the turkey and pie. But, you know, you have the traditional ones. You have the Lions who host and the Cowboys who host, and the Lions hosted the Bears this year. And despite the fact the Bears didn't have their starting quarterback, Mitchell Trubisky, how about what Chase Daniel did? They went in there and took the measure of the Lions for the 2nd time in a 3-game span. And then the Cowboys against Washington. I thought that was a terrific game, and Dallas got it.
This is intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick, and his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they're throwing an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage. So as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let him know that that receiver's crossing from your zone to the next zone. He's coming your way. Make sure you have him. And then when the ball is actually thrown, secure the tackle. When they're moving on crossing routes, if you miss a tackle, it usually results in a big play. As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
On second down, Cook. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It's a loss of 2, now third down. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. Now Cousins. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Alec Ogletree. With that incompletion, let's look forward to the rest of the NFL season. You know, a lot of people say the season doesn't really get exciting till after Thanksgiving. Well, what are you looking forward to in the month of December?
I do like that expression because each sport has its own, doesn't it? Teams that are in first place July 4th in baseball, that's who's going to win the division, right? That's one of the old adages. We go on and on, but for me, this is what I'm going to look forward to. The NFC East could be a 3-team race. How about the revival of the Chicago Bears? And last but not least, the AFC West is controlled by Kansas City, but the sleeper team, the Los Angeles Chargers.
Well,
keep an eye on them.
Yeah, they're knocking on the door with just 3 losses. KC with 2. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
So a solid run by Saquon Barkley, and another 1st and 10 here. Barkley. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 10 more there, and another 1st down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Manning now on 1st down. And bringing it in right side here, Beckham. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the 1st down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Now Manning. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Zebra. Set. 280. Set.
Into the red zone now. Manning. And that is incomplete. He was looking for Evan Ingram, the tight end. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Throwing again. Manning. And it's caught. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. First time that they've called his number tonight, and it gets him a first down. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. More from Minneapolis after this. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is in. Touchdown, Giants. Saquon Barkley on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Giants add on to their lead. Rosas now to add the PAT. PAT up and good by Rosas. And it's now 21-7. Rosas now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down. On 4th down, they do snap it to Cousins. And it is incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Giants are going to take over in great field position. The Giants offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
On 1st down, Manning. Open man right side is Ingram. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. Second and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards. From the gun, it's Manning. To Barkley on the check down. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down. From the gun, Manning. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Aldrick Rosas now to try the Giants field goal. From the right hash, it's a 38-yard attempt. And Rosas puts this one through. And that'll push the lead up to 17. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that. And we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
After the field goal, here's Rosas to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And just 18 seconds remain till halftime as they come up on 1st and 10. First down, here's Cousins. And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Wide.
Final play of the half, Cousins. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we come upon halftime here with the visiting Giants out on top, as we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? Second half ready to get rolling. The Giants with a lead, and they are set to receive this kick. That's fielded in the end zone. Yeah, some might have returned that one. He won't. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start the drive from the 25. Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you feel like you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Yeah, still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Manning and the Giants come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Blue 80. Zebra.
Operating from the gun. Manning. Fighting to stay upright. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course.
They certainly thought they had him surrounded and probably thought they were going to get him on the ground and get the sack, but he was able to elude that. And even though it threw it incomplete downfield, if you're a defensive back, you're loving the pressure that you're seeing from your front.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. Manning again here on 2nd and 10. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Mackenzie Alexander with a pick. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
That was an interception, but on the field, the guys who are picking it off, they're not saying that. What word are they using? It's Oski. And that means catch the ball and go the other way.
That's your vernacular. I've never heard anybody say Oski.
Ask around. They'll tell you.
They go for just one here as it's up and good. And they decide fairly early here they need the ball back, so here's an onside kick. And this is going to be covered up by the Giants. I know they're down, but starting the third quarter there with the onside kick, what'd you think?
Well, I think that they're looking at it as we may not have as many possessions in this game as we want. There may be that sense and that feel that they've got to go ahead and make something happen, steal possession, try and steal some points, and get themselves right back in a position to try and win the game.
As he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. They'll run it again with Barkley. And, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. Manning now to throw. He dumps it off to Barkley. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
Nice job there finding room to maneuver, and he worked his way into another first down. And, look, they had great field position to start, but, boy, they've done a nice job taking advantage of it.
Now they're just hoping to cap it off. Now a play fake here on first down. And his throw here's incomplete. Evan Ingram was the intended target, and it's 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. To throw again, Manning. And he fires one incomplete. They were trying to get it there to Sterling Shepard. 3rd down here.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. From the gun, Manning. He's got it, and he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
Did your high school have that same push him back cheer?
I was a kicker.
No,
and he is in. Touchdown, New York. Saquon Barkley, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Giants are able to grow their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Rosas now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. They run again on first down. Cook. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Second down, Cousins. And complete, right side, the tight end Rudolph. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. They just do get the play off. Now Cousins. And incomplete here on third down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Still just the third quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on fourth. They'll indeed go for it. It's Cousins. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Giants are going to take over in great field position. Throwing on first down is Manning. Looking for Shepard deep. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. There to knock that one away defensively, Eric Kendricks.
And that play was what every defense is wary of. The big strike attempted downfield, but they were in excellent position. They didn't get fooled, and while he didn't come up with the interception, was able to bat the ball down.
Ball on the 42 as they come up second and 10. Back to the air on second down. It's Manning. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up third. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with third down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
The Giants on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Working from the gun, Manning. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. Emerson Griffin in there to drop him for a loss of 10. And it'll be 4th and long. Here we go on 4th down with Manning. It's caught. Shepard. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
They keep it with Barkley on first down. No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game, but what a nice play by the defense. Stepping up on that one, maybe they'll get things going in their direction after a play like that.
This is caught, and he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
The offense on third down tonight, 2 for 5 to this point. They're looking at third and a few inches. Here's Manning to throw. And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants. Corey Coleman, a 1-yard touchdown reception. And the Giants add on to their lead. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball in the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
Rosas now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And last time out, went for it on fourth down, turned it over, gave him great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on fourth down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got
rush coming, and he's taken down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Again, this is Cook. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and they're going to be staring at a third and long here.
Hey, Steamer.
Now Cousins. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Kareem Martin in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that'll lead to a fourth down. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. A surprising move to go for it, and predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line. Now, this is a nice little gift wrap situation as they take over first and goal.
Zebra. That's it. Blue 80.
On the run, it's Barkley. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
So now then, the penalty's got him set up with a first and goal. After the penalty, they go with Barkley. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. They'll give it to him up the middle. And he'll be stopped up after only a couple of yards as he gets it down to the 5. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably doing play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
The penalty gets them half the distance closer, but they'll still need to come up with something on 3rd and goal. Here's Barkley, and he takes it into the end zone for a giant TD. Saquon Barkley taking it in from 2 yards out, and the Giants just continue to pour it on. Oh, it's a fake. They'll try and throw for it. And would you believe it? This is caught in the end zone. And the fake extra point works to extend their lead by 2. Rosas now to kick this one away. This will be taken short. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. And now out comes Minnesota. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at the 34. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs.
But he's got daylight. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. He got 29 yards that time. 1st down, here's the run with Cook. 31 yards there and a 1st down. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the 2nd level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the 2nd level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. To throw, Cousins. And Thielen's got it. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen from 10 yards out. And the Vikings are able to close the gap just a bit. And in the red zone, I guess this is why you have a guy like that on your roster.
Without a doubt, and if you have him, you use him because he's a guy who's going to win just about every time. I don't care what the coverage is.
Bailey now for the extra point. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And the lead's down to 24. Bailey now to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. A spin. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And New York set to take the field. All of a sudden, they have quite a bit of breathing room. This was a one-score game, but touchdowns on their last 2 drives, and now comfort is here, so to speak.
It certainly is for them. Now, I've been in this situation before. on the flip side of this. And all that's going on there is a little bit of finger pointing. Hey, what's going on? How can we stop him? Can someone make a play to try and stop this momentum?
Well, they're going to be ball hawking because they need a turnover on that other side. Now a whistle, and I think a penalty here for a delay. No, they're going to say timeout. They did get the timeout in time. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. They'll go to Barkley again. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
A first down carry for Barkley. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Now they'll throw it with Madden. Oh, it stays up. He can't get him down. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. The Giants on third down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 10. Play action. Manning. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. The Giants do snap it. It's Manning. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They pitch it out to Cook. There he goes inside the 30. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs.
Lucky 50.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage.
We're good.
No gain on the play there. Second down. They run with Cook. He's been busy tonight. And he'll get a couple here down to the 22.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Cousins. Open man here is Conklin. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
When the offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
Cousins now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Throwing. Cousins. The quick slant caught. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. It's another 10 yards on that one and another first down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
On the ground, it's Cook, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great play there, taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit. Now Cousins going to bring his guys up for the 2-point try. Here's Cousins. And it's caught. And he will not make it to the goal line. The defense holds him here. And this is still a 3-score game as the lead remains 18. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And this is going to be covered up by the Giants. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
They go play action here on first down. Flushed out right. And this one's incomplete. Red Ellison, the intended receiver. And now it's second down.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the number one thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
A handoff to Barkley. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
On third down, Barkley. He's got the first down here inside the 30 and down to the 28-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
Manning will try again on second down. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. Nothing on the screen that time. Now it's third down. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. The Giants on third down. 5 out of 9 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Gun.
To throw is Manning. Looking for the end zone. So they took a shot there on third down, couldn't get it. Now it's fourth.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Hey, gun. Regular.
Manning to throw for it on fourth. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Everson Griffin in there to drop him for his second sack now here tonight. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. They start the drive with Cook, and he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second.
Well, that's pretty symptomatic about how things have gone here. That play was just shut down right from the start.
And not going to give him a lot of confidence to help turn things around.
To throw is Cousins. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. The reception good for 7. It's third down. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. The Vikings on third down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. They pitch it out to Murray. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
One of the things I love about this game is there's a match of wits throughout the game. Who's going to get the advantage? Who's going to catch someone off guard? I feel like the offense thought they might catch the defense off balance with that play.
And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
Rhino!
They'll run the counter with Murray. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
And down inside the 15 he goes. A solid gain of 15 yards, and the sticks move. A toss to Murray. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that one was over before it could get rolling. How about the D just knifing into the backfield and shutting that one down?
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Janoris Jenkins. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Both defenses have had their struggles, but they've been good enough to get them this lead, and another nice play there to help preserve the lead.
It's been a game of punch-counter-punch, hasn't it? All throughout. But this time, the big swing was taken, and it didn't land. Nice play by them on defense.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Again, it's Barkley. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty's not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And the window closes quickly. He'll only get up to the 22-yard line. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here, as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. And prior to this 3rd and 2 play, we're going to get a timeout called. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this 4th quarter of play. The Giants on 3rd down. They've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
Gun. Zebra.
From the gun, it's Madden. And he takes a shot on the release, as this will be incomplete.
Perhaps they overthought this one a little bit. They've been running it real well on this drive, and it was 3rd and short, okay? They decided to throw the football incomplete. Yeah, they might have thought just a little bit too hard about that play selection.
The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2.
That's it. You're blue 80. Zebra.
They'll run for it with Barkley. And he's going to have the 1st down, yardage to the 35. And a timeout coming in. This will be their final one with 10 seconds remaining. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
Hey, go 56. 27 to Sam. 27 to Sam. Hey, gun. Zebra. Hey, watch out.
Manning looking to throw it. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. The intended target was Corey Coleman, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Manning again here on 2nd and 10. Throw left side complete. It's Shepard. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. From Minneapolis, good night, everybody.